We got it live and now it's facing the wrong way. All right, we'll try this one. Looks like this stream's gonna work.
Can you tilt that camera just a little bit more down, like so it doesn't cut your head off?
Yeah, I will.
We are live from the humid south. I'm sorry if you just tuned in a minute ago, our live cut off, but I think that our internet is good. Let us know that you can hear us. If you can't, we'll just talk louder. There was not a whole lot we can do since we're in Tennessee, but we are super excited to be live here. Hopefully, towards the middle to end of the live, we'll have some special guests that'll pop on. I asked Dion from the Turquoise Iris if she would come on and say hi. She's got an amazing YouTube channel. We're getting thumbs up, so I'm guessing that you guys can hear us. Today, we're painting this chair. We picked it up at Farm Fresh Vintage Finds. They've got a boneyard out here full of great treasures. It was $5. Normally, they don't have all this stuff out here, but her picker brought some great stuff for the boot camp. And so we're gonna be painting it, and we wanna tell you a few things before we get started. One is that this Saturday, the 22nd, at Farm Fresh Vintage Finds in Tennessee, Zeb and I will be here, Dion from the Turquoise Iris, Debbie from Debbie's Design Diary, and a ton of other amazing DIY retailers will be here for a huge market. So if you're anywhere near Tennessee, we would love to see you Saturday.
It's going to be fun. We got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff that'll be painted during boot camp will be for sale. So if you want to come get one of our pieces, if you don't live close to us in Utah, now is your chance.
Yeah, we are actually going to be selling this chair and maybe a few other things at the market in Tennessee. So if you're from the South, for sure, come by. It's 1861 Fairview Boulevard in Fairview, Tennessee. And that is going to be this Saturday. If you look up the DIY Boot Camp and Traveling Market on Facebook, you can get more information. There's going to be live music, there's going to be the market, and then there's going to be painting demos all day, make and takes. Zeb and I are doing a demo. I'm not sure what time, I can't remember, but we're going to be doing a painting demonstration live. It's going to be a really good time, and we're hoping to get out as many people as possible. So for sure, come visit, bring your friends, bring your neighbors' friends. We're really trying to fill up the store. Beth owns this store, and she has been so gracious to host boot camp, so we want to show that we can appreciate her by getting people here. So we're going to get started. This is just an old rocking chair. Zeb did some repairs. I'm going to be painting the fabric, which we've never done before, but I've watched Debbie's video, so I feel like I'm a pro now. And Zeb is going to be getting started on the wood. We're going to hold off from painting the wood directly around the fabric, because once I'm done with this, then I'm going to come back with my Paint Pixie French round and cut in, which I'm going to have to do very neatly, and I can't do that till the fabric is all painted. So Zeb, don't paint around here, and don't paint around here. Kind of paint the outside.
I'll just do the arms and things.
Because I'm going to have to hose this down with water, and so I wouldn't even paint here because it's probably going to drip down.
All right, let's get started painting.
Let's get started. So when you're painting fabric, velvet is a really great fabric to paint because you almost dye the fabric. You're not just painting it on and leaving it crunchy. You really have to work that in there. So the first thing we're doing is spraying it with water, and I'm going to hose that down. Do we have any questions?
Nope, everybody's just saying hi. And we were going to go live a lot more than we have, but the internet is not great here. You having a struggle with the spray brush?
This squirt bottle is special.
So the internet's not great, and we don't get great cell service.
You guys see my glasses?
Hopefully everything is good on your end. We're doing our best.
This is the struggle of my life in the South. It's so sweaty. My glasses keep sliding off. I'm so glad I'm getting LASIK on Monday.
So you wanted DIY White Swan on the arms, right? Let me see your squirt bottle.
Can you fix that, Zeb? I'm struggling.
Yeah,
White Swan. I'm painting the fabric in Apothecary. While he's trying to fix that, I'm going to tell you, when you're painting fabric, especially velvet, if you go a color that's very similar to what it already is, it's your best bet. So if fabric's kind of green, Apothecary is kind of green. So I feel like that's going to work out well. If it doesn't, I guess we'll find out. Is it working now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And
So
these bottles, because I'm sure we'll get asked, they're first in, first out bottles. What that means is it's got a nozzle here. The first paint you put in is the first to go out. So if you refill this later, your oldest paint that's down here will be used first. That's why it's called first in, first out. They're great for squirting on things and painting stuff. And you've seen us in the past, if you follow the channel, you can paint a dresser in about 10 minutes with one of those.
Yeah, you just squirt the paint on and brush it. We did it was a chest with it. The first time I ever did that technique is when I was with Debbie. I painted a dresser in like 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm using my, is this the little C?
Yeah.
I'm using my little C. We use it a lot for stenciling. You can also use it for waxing, but I thought it would be good for this application because it's blunt across the top, and I figure I can really work the paint in. So I'm just taking the paint and smooshing it in. And if there's paint sitting on top of your fabric, you got to get it wet. You do not want paint sitting on the fabric. Essentially, you're dyeing the fabric.
So Patricia, the first in, first out bottles, we get ours on Amazon. Once the video's done, I'll put a link in the description. So if you want to check back in like an hour or so, it'll have the link for you so you can find them real easy.
I don't know if Caitlin's on. If she's on,
she is.
Okay, Caitlin, if you're on, can you throw that link in? Oh, she doesn't have the Amazon link.
No.
Never mind, Caitlin. Although, Caitlin, if you're on there, could you throw in the link from Facebook for the DIY traveling marketplace if you can find it? Caitlin is my niece and the most amazing personal assistant ever.
All right, tell them what you're doing.
So I'm just squirting the fabric, and sorry, my glasses are sliding off, and I'm just working this in to essentially dye the fabric with the clay paint. Because it's so pigmented, it will dye this fabric. And really, you just want to keep it wet so you can work the paint in there. It's looking really pretty.
Yeah. I'll bring you guys up close and just real good.
If your fabric is dirty or really stained, you're going to want to clean that first because it will come through. We might get some fun bleed through because this chair's really old.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to not be using a liquid top coat over the white swan. I'll use a wax.
So because we probably won't get to it in the video, how do you seal this?
I'm going to be using clear wax. I know Debbie used the liquid patina, but I've heard in the South that gets kind of sticky. So I'm going to be using a clear wax, and I'm going to work that in there to seal it. And actually, if you wait 30 days, it's going to cure and be sealed anyways, but we don't have that kind of time. So it's all dry all the way. I will come back and use a clear wax, and I'll just rub that wax in and buff it off.
You guys, my body is not used to this humidity. If I sweat through my shirt, I'm sorry.
Zeb sweat his shorts the other day. He's like, I sweat through my shorts, the front, the back. It was so bad. So last night, tell them where we went to eat.
So last night we went to eat at the Loveless Cafe. It was awesome. Got some biscuits. It's
fried food.
Yeah, it was
the South.
It was exactly what I needed.
I had fried okra. I ordered the platter. So I had fried okra. What was my other side?
You had
mashed potatoes and gravy. I had meatloaf, fried catfish, and barbecue pork. And then we got cupcakes. I want to go back there. Not everybody at boot camp appreciates the South the way that I do for their fried food, but it speaks to my heart. So I told Deb my next goal is to find a place that has good fried pies. So the reason why Zeb's not painting this area is because I'm getting a little bit of paint on the wood here. So we're gonna have to wait till this fabric is all the way finished being painted, and then we'll come back through here and carefully paint that edge. Just keep working it and get this coat on. I'll go and do the bottom, and then I'll come back when it dries. It'll probably take 3 or 4 applications of this to fully dry the fabric. Can't even talk. It'll take about 3 or 4 applications to fully dye
this. Les Meyer says she's been having irregular heartbeats because she hasn't been able to watch our videos regularly.
Oh, Les, you know, yesterday when we were teaching at the DIY day camp for the people that aren't DIY retailers.
Which was great, by the way.
And
I
we
loved
said how
meeting
much
all
we
you
loved
guys.
you. Yeah, so if you came to the DIY day camp, thank you. We met so many people that follow us. I hope we taught a good class. Our class was on how to build your brand, and we really just wanted to inspire people to grow their business and help them out. So hope I'm doing this right. Debbie gave me some pointers. Mostly she just said watch her video.
She's here. She may pop in for a cameo. We'll see. She's currently doing up teachers.
Yeah, the other teachers and the DIY staff that's here for the event. All right, I'm coming down to the seat. Can they see the seat from here? Oh my gosh, are those bees? There's so many bugs here.
Here,
Yeah, that's bees.
I'm
Those
gonna
are
move it
bees.
in. Can you guys see the seed all right? Yeah, they can
If
see
I
it.
get stung, I'm gonna cry. I'm sorry, guys. So in our house, like 400,000 spiders out front. And was it last night or this morning? I walked into a spider web and about died in the bathroom. And it was a fresh spider web because it wasn't there when we left. Zeb luckily killed the spider for me.
All right, so Robin Lewis asked what brush we're using. This is the Paint Pixie 1.25 inch, and I'm using it to do all these details along the side. And Jamie has
The little C. And you can buy these as well as the paint that we're using, the DIY paint at jamirayvintage.com. If Caitlin will throw in a link for me, that would be good. We'll put one when we're not live anymore as well. But yeah, Jami Ray Vintage, and make sure you spell it Jamiray Vintage, because if you add an E at the end of my name, you'll find some weird website. It's not mine. All right. I'm just getting this fabric wet, ready to dye it, because essentially that's what we're doing.
So Stacy Clark asks, what color should she use green velvet chairs to kind of be close?
I would say bohemian blue, don't you think?
I think that would work.
Or fancy farm girl.
They'd play well together, even if you got some green coming through.
Yeah, bohemian, because Debbie's couch was originally green, and she did bohemian blue, and it's gorgeous, and I've sat on it, but it's not crunchy, the paint didn't come off. We'll link to Debbie's video later too, because that's a full in-depth video on painting fabric. So that way you guys can see it.
If this turns out good, we might have to do our own.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. I've been looking for velvet chairs and haven't found them. So look for Debbie's Design Diary on YouTube if you don't already follow her. It's one of her most viewed videos. I think it's approaching 1 million views. It's pretty good.
So, Gandlinard, right? Asks, how many coats of that green will you do?
Probably 3 coats, I think. We'll do it. I'm not changing the color a whole lot, so it shouldn't take too many. Is that the whistle?
Yeah, they're using the whistle now. They're having too much fun in their meeting.
I don't know. If you hear a whistle blowing, that's what's going on up there. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. I'm dying.
That's all right. We'll get you back into the AC in just a minute.
And
here.
if you come visit me on Saturday and I'm sweaty and stinky, I'm sorry.
We're still giving hugs out though.
We're still giving sweaty hugs. That's the only kind of hugs we got here. And if I have a southern accent also, I'm sorry. It just happens.
Yeah, these bees just checking the white out, so don't
Yeah, I'm not doing
don't
anything.
swat at them or they'll get angry.
I'm not swatting at them. I hope they don't think I'm swatting at them when I'm
Shooing them away.
I'm not shooting them. I'm living with them. Bees are our friends. They pollinate things. I just hope they don't sting me, because then I will cry on camera.
So Mary Beth Blackley, so if you're on our website and you're looking for different sizes, there's a drop-down menu. You'll have, it all starts out at like the sample size. Every brand starts out at the sample size, and then it'll have the pints and quarts if you go click the drop-down, and the different pricing will be listed there on the website.
8-ounce sample would dye your fabric, and an 8-ounce sample would paint the chair of this size.
Yep.
Now, if you're doing something bigger, it does take quite a bit of paint to get this in there, but it just really depends on what color you're going, what color it started out with. And we're gonna go for a super, so we don't care if it's perfect.
My glue didn't dry. I tried to, I'm gonna have to glue it again later.
We'll glue it and again and then fix it.
It'll be nice and sturdy. Can you hand me the
Oh yeah, there you go. Sorry, I'm stealing stuff here.
That's all right.
My hand is starting to go numb, so I have arthritis, so if you ever see me switch hands, it's usually because one hand has gone numb, and I'll use the other one. So
depending on our cell service, we might be able to connect to Wi-Fi. We're living right now, and we've got a fun little bed and this is what you'd call it, that we're staying in, and it's like an old farmhouse style setup. So we wanted to show you guys that too. So if we have good service, we might do like a
this is so cute, you guys. If we will at least do a
might do an
edited video. For sure, we're going to do an edited video of best store, because even if you don't have a store, you're going to want to see it because it's cute. And if you do have a store, she's got a lot of great ideas for vignettes. She has a great eye for design and style, and it's totally my like else design aesthetic. Like there's not one thing she has in there that I don't love. I've already been shopping. Oh, I bought a seltzer bottle.
She had another seltzer bottle.
So now I have 3 seltzer bottles. Woohoo!
All right, switch me sides.
Okay.
I'm gonna, once you're all done painting the fabric, I'll have to flip this over.
Well, okay. And I've got to paint the fabric.
Fun rocker though, like we don't find,
They have so much good stuff here.
we don't find rockers like this out west, at least not often, if ever.
Saturday, definitely bring like a truck or a trailer because you'll want to buy from the people that have flipped it. But I think we're going to have some pick-in furniture that we'll bring out too. If there's any left over from the, we'll bring it out and it'll be priced really well and you'll want to
because
bring
Beth,
it. So don't come unprepared if you come on Saturday. Bring your trailer, be ready to go shopping. I don't want you to say you didn't tell me there'd be good stuff. I'm telling you now. I feel like this seat's covering better than the top. This is so pretty.
So Karina Carmona asks, what if the fabric is cloth? Is the process the same? I would say you would get a similar result. You want to wet the paint so that it doesn't get real crunchy and thick.
So the next step is what I'm doing right now. I'm sanding it.
Yeah.
So this also is really important. A lot of people leave that off. It's just a sanding block, and I'm just working that paint into the fabric.
It's like a foam sanding block.
Yeah. I think I'm working pretty good. He says if you can see paint sitting on the fabric, then you need to work that in there and get it wet. So, coming down to the seat here.
The whole idea is to do lots of thin layers so that you avoid getting it crunchy.
Which is hard for me because you know I'm always in a hurry.
Yeah. This is like a paint it, rub it in, walk away for an hour or two, come back and do another coat kind of project.
Which I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'm liking the color it already is. I like the two-toned with the light green coming through, so I might just go with it. Okay, I'm sweating. Sweating. Do we have any questions?
I'm just kind of scrolling through.
I don't know what grit this is. I would say it's like a medium to coarse grit. It's not super coarse, medium to fine.
So Zerzol says if you want the bees to go away, spray them. They'll think it's raining and leave.
Oh, well. They must have thought it was raining because they've gone.
Yeah, they've left and they're gone now. Luckily, I don't think either one of them.
No, I've been stung.
Jamie got stung for her first time in her life ever.
Heck! It
Yeah.
was so weird. It got in my foot, that bee.
I'm a boy, so I've been around lots of bees. And
What, girls
been
aren't
stung.
around bees? That's like the world's
I'm just
most-
saying, like, boys tend to like mess with beehives.
You know what? When I was little, I used to shake the bush out front and at the house. So apparently I'm kind of like, I was like a little boy. I was a little bit, if you know that though. Where's my brush, my paintbrush?
I don't know.
Oh, it's under my bed. I can see that there's little, need to get it down in here in the crack.
This on our page, we'll upload it so that it'll be, you can rewatch it if you need to.
Yeah, and hopefully if it turns out good and we have time, we will film the finishing of it. So and then Zeb will put, so we'll have like more of a comprehensive video.
Yeah.
And we'll let you know how it goes. I mean, I've never done this before, so I just watched Debbie's video. We'll see. I have painted fabric before, but never like velvet like
More
this.
of like a stencil.
Yeah. Well, no, I painted that one wing chair that one time.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it was a little crunchy. Oops, I got lipstick on the chair.
I think we'll be able to get that off.
We'll see. All right, I think I'm gonna come back with more paint.
Go on more paint.
Yeah, more paint and more water. The seat actually took it better than the top.
Robin Lewis. So if you just, so the pieces we painted with Debbie when we were in California, we did those live. They're live videos. So if you just search through our live playlist, you should find them pretty easy there.
The one that we squirted though is gone because the YouTube deleted it, but there is one that we did with her live.
Oh, balling over.
Oh, the one where we did
Yeah,
live.
there is also one, and she doesn't do quite as many videos. Just look a few videos back on hers. You should
like
be able to
6
find
or
it.
7. I'm off any second now. All right. Well, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, but it's looking awesome. We've been live like what, 20
Well,
minutes?
If it wasn't so hot,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a lunch and a beverage. If you come on Saturday, we would love some shameless plug in advance. Free hugs with cold water or a cold Gatorade. All right, Zeb, can I flip this around?
Yeah.
I think I've.
Are you gonna do the backside? So the bottom here, I don't know if you guys can see the difference. This is turning out a lot more of the apothecary color than the top. So this is probably gonna need a few extra coats.
But I think. All right, let's flip this around.
All right, just flip it.
All right.
Yeah, they can
Oh,
see
it's
the
back.
back. You can see the back isn't as faded as the front was. So hang on real quick. So you can kind of see contrast here. You can see the seat, and then here's what the back looked like originally to kind of show you how much difference that made painting it.
Yeah, it really does make a huge difference. And this apothecary is such a pretty, like, farmhouse color. I use it a lot. And when it dries all the way, before I wax it, I will sand it again. And that will help it. Oops, I think I
Watch
got
your
it.
hand. I'm going to try to paint this inside while it's facing me.
Okay. I'm squirting the back, squirting the back. I could just rub my face on it and it is really wet. It would also have a lot of makeup on it, which I'm not even sure. Like, this morning, I have been baptized by the state of Tennessee. When you're from where we are from and it's so dry, I think our body reacts differently, like, than when you're from here.
Well, it's like I'm used to the cold, 20 degrees outside and sunshiny, and it feels great.
Yeah. This feels interesting. It's not as humid as it was in Delaware yet last year, but I feel like it's warmer. So I don't know if that's better or not. So I'm just swirling this. You really got to the fabric, because otherwise it's just gonna sit on top and it's gonna be crunchy.
So Laura Dust says, I have 2 velvet vintage antique chairs. One is gold velvet and the other is floral pattern type velvet. Any suggestions? They are different style frames.
So gold otter
Yeah.
would be a really great color, or queen bee if you want a little more bold. And then the floral, I would just pick whatever color is most predominant and use that, but know that you're still gonna have some floral texture that's going to the paint, which I think would be a really neat look. I wouldn't hate it. So, if we don't catch Dion live now and Debbie, we will have to catch them.
Get Dion and Debbie on a little later. They're here, so we'll see if we can get service where we're at and do a fun little project or something. We kind of, we planned this to go live right at our normal time days, and it was right in the middle of a meeting for all the teachers and crew that Debbie had planned.
Yeah.
We're kind of rebels and not attending the meeting.
But we get a pass because we built a big white box. I don't know if you guys saw that. I put it on social later in community if I did put it on there. But Zeb and I, the first day we were playing, and we built a big 10 by 10 box for boot camp.
Which it's kind of rickety because it's not on level ground, but it really booth. So Dion is teaching a staging class, and she shows you can take pictures and then edit them in post after the pictures are taken, and the booth looks great.
Is that the one heading block? Is there another one behind you?
Yep. No.
Yeah, I don't know. Just got paint sitting on this, so I. What?
Carrie Beth asks, what color do you have that is more of a muted teal, looking for something green than Apothecary, but around the same color intensity, but more turquoise? Hope that makes sense.
So old 57, and then you're gonna cut that with white swan until you get, they don't really have a blue light one, maybe petal pusher.
Yeah.
But that's not
You're still probably gonna want to mix one of the blue greens with.
Yeah, that's gonna be your best bet. I really think old 57 and white swan is one of my favorite mixes to get that, you know.
Shoot, look what just happened. I dipped in the Apothecary.
It's like I don't even
Now
know
I'm doing blended on the base.
I don't want a blended base.
I'm just wiping this off here. Christy Week, we are using DIY paint, Apothecary on the fabric and color on the base of the chair.
And I'll say, does it matter what paint you use? Yes. The reason is because we're not just painting the fabric, we are essentially dyeing the fabric. And this paint is so heavily pigmented to dye the fabric, it doesn't have to sit on. Most paints are not that pigmented. And the reason why this one has it is because it's clay based, and the amount of clay in this paint that has way more pigment than like your traditional chalk paint. It's also why it's thicker, because of the, there's some random, oh, that's a big old ant.
That's right.
He's going up your shoe. Just there.
Is that tree ant?
Sorry, if you like ants, I'm sorry. That one's gone. Gone. All right, I think this is pretty well.
Yeah, we're gonna have it.
I'm gonna. Yeah, can I just come back? And
no, you need to wait for it to dry. Then you buff it, and then you.
All right. Well, I think I'm
So
done.
I think that's where we're at right
Give me
now.
that white, and I'll finish painting this right now.
Careful, you're gonna get some green. I was trying to get the green out of it.
It's fine. We gotta do that. It's fine now because I'm doing it.
Now
No.
that Jamie's painting, the
No,
green's fine.
we'll put another coat of white. So this will take about 2 coats of white. If you're using DIY White Swan and you're not going super distressed, it takes about 3 coats, but 2 coats will work for us because we are going to go super chippy and distressed on it.
All right. I think we had going on today.
Want me to flip them around?
Yep, let's flip it around, show them the front. I think that seat fabric, I don't know, maybe because someone sat on it.
It looks pretty good. I actually think I'm going to do like 1 more coat and I'm going to be done. I like the lighter green coming through. So I'm not hating that stuff.
You got white on here when you moved it.
Oops. And then this is going to get distressed. It'll do 1 more coat on everything with the same technique that we've been doing. The fabric will get distressed. When this fabric is dry, we'll sand it to smooth it and make it softer. And then we're going to seal it with clear wax and then sand that in. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating. It's so hot.
So if we don't get a chance to do this because we're busy doing stuff for Bootcamp, trying to do other things, sure have a picture of this on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube so you can see the finished product.
Below if you would like another fully edited video of painted velvet. If it's something that you guys want to see us do, we will do another edited video. And you have to comment so we know you want it.
And it might be fun to try. Up. Yeah, thumbs up.
Thumbs up and comments, and then we'll know you want it.
But also, I tried drop cloth too. Drop cloth is a really cheap fabric. So.
All right, we love you guys. Make sure you share this video. We'd like to get everybody up. Share this video. It'll help people know about the market.
The address, I'll put it in the description once we're no longer live.
Yeah. Finds. You can look them up on Facebook and Instagram. Be sure to hit that note if we go live again. You don't miss it. Go to JamiRayVintage.com for your DIY paint and brushes, and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more sweaty DIY this week. Love you guys.
All right, guys.